Good morning, everybody. Rick Steele here on the YouTube channel, PSH Sports Picks, with another betting tips video for you. This week, we're going to deal with handicapping March Madness, how to prepare you for a pool that you may be in. So we'll deal with those two topics in one brief moment. If you'd like to bet what I bet on a daily basis, exactly what I bet, well, they're always free. They always will be free, and there's two ways to do so to keep it totally convenient for you. You can go to the homepage of my website, pshltd.com, click on the Today's Picks button. Total transparency, my records are updated, broken down by sport on a daily basis. Or independently, you'll also find the exact same picks on the Betstamp app. In order to follow me, my username there is Rick S. Every time I make a bet, I will post that bet, and that bet will go directly to your phone with the exact price that I bet it at as well. If you want all the latest sports betting news in a timely fashion, I'd also highly encourage you to follow me along Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. My handle is @RickSteele99. Now, all that I ever ask for in return is if you could support my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. That will be to your benefit as well, because each time I upload the PSH Sports Picks YouTube channel with a new video, you'll be alerted to that fact as well by simply hitting the notifications button. So I thank you in advance for subscribing to my channel, and let's get to the topic at hand, because my only goal is long-term to produce more winners for you, put you on a few more of those, help you to avoid some losers, but more importantly, give you the nuts and bolts, the tools and techniques to become a more profitable long-term sports bettor. So let's get to it. March Madness is coming up. What's also exciting about that, MLB will be right around the corner, and we're going to have a betting tips video the following week to get you prepared for a long, successful baseball betting season as well. So obviously with March Madness, filling out a bracket is a different beast than handicapping the individual games within the tournament itself and the point spreads. Remember, as usual, it's okay to pass on games regardless of how exciting March Madness games are. Be vigilant, only bet when you do have value, and obviously watch as many games as you possibly can, even if you don't have a bet on it, because that's what I do as well. I'm scouting, I'm looking for little techniques and tools and things that may go unnoticed with the box score recaps only or highlights, and that will get me set for future games as well and potential betting opportunities. Now, forget about the conference tournaments. March Madness is a different animal. There's no carryover, despite what you may hear about momentum for teams that performed well in those tournaments. In fact, some coaches could care less about those tournaments and are simply focused on getting teams ready for the big dance. Now, March Madness games are held for the most part on neutral courts, or ask yourself, are they? Look for teams that are playing close to home, where their fans can get to those games quite easily, and also look for teams that have players that are from the general area where they are going to be playing. In other words, they're going home, want to put on a good show for family and friends in the stands. Like usual, during the regular season, free throw shooting is what wins and covers spreads. So look for teams that have decided advantages in free throw shooting percentage. In all sports, we know defense wins championships. So look for underdogs who play great defense going up against flashy offensive teams. It's the offenses and the names and the highlighted team recognitions that are going to gravitate towards public betting, but it's the defenses and the taking care of the ball while creating turnovers that allow you to cover spreads and put money in your pocket. Teams that were overvalued or undervalued heading into the tournament tend to stay that way. So don't get caught up in the hype of seedings and where teams are placed We're sports bettors. Our concerns are the point spreads. The public bets March Madness after usually, generally never betting a college basketball game all season long. And as we know, the public will gravitate towards overs as far as totals are concerned, named teams, and obviously flashy teams with high offensive outputs. Also, don't forget, don't ignore the secondary tournaments because often those go under the radar, and that's where often you're going to find value as well. So let's get into getting into pools and brackets that I know many of you are involved with, and we'll see how we can get you to the winner's circle in that area. Now, within the March Madness environment, it obviously provides us with betting opportunities. It also means, as mentioned, that baseball is right around the corner, and we'll have a betting tips video up on that sport and getting you ready for a profitable marathon of a season that it is. That will be up next week. So again, don't forget to subscribe to the PSH Sports Picks YouTube channel. So let's get to the bracket at hand. The most obvious statement out of the way first, when filling out your bracket, the most important thing to do is determine who you feel is going to be the eventual winner of the big dance. Start at the end of your bracket and work backwards. Most pools are weighted to the Elite Eight and beyond. So if you focus so much on the early games and not enough of your teams survive to the later rounds where the majority of the points are earned, you're going to have no chance. We always hear about, the small schools that make splashes. And yes, there is more parity in college basketball than there ever has been. But the reality is the big winners of the tournaments usually come from the number 1 and number 2 seeds. The bigger your pool, in other words, the more participants that happen to be in that pool, the more chances you need to take in order to differentiate yourself from the pack. The smaller the pool, the more conservative you can be and let your opponents make the mistakes rather than yourself. So let's get this underway. Let the madness begin. May all the winners be yours. And more even excitingly is baseball first pitch around the corner. I'll be back with you with that betting tips video as mentioned shortly. And again, have fun, enjoy March Madness, and we'll continue the grind as NHL and NBA head towards their playoff seasons as well.